Welcome back to the Tracy Take. I'm Tyler here with my brother Ryan. Today we are breaking down the Baltimore Ravens 2024 NFL Draft. It was a really fun weekend watching all the teams pick their future rookie draft class, and we thought the Ravens did a great job. So it's going to be fun breaking down these picks here. But before we do that, if you have not already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to the Tracy Take, and also tackle that bell to get notified whenever new Ravens videos come out. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the start of the NFL season. And from there as well, we're going to have weekly prediction videos for all the Ravens games that you're not going to want to miss. So be sure to like, subscribe, also ring that bell. Ryan, let's pull up the slides here. I think getting Nate Wiggins here, a third cornerback off the board here at 30, I think was a phenomenal steal. Great value. I think this was as we kind of talked about, a sneaky need for the Ravens as well. I mean, the Ravens defense is just so good in general. They're able to bring in, and they've just always just been good. Just that stout Ravens defense. I feel like it's just like a historic trademark. So go get Nate Wiggins here as well to help out in the secondary. I think it's great value overall.
Yeah, and I like this pick a lot. He is an interesting prospect because he's a little slender, but plays with great instincts. Not necessarily a press man corner, but I guess like an off man guy that can match up and be good in one-on-one matchups as well. Breaks on the ball really well, very instinctual. Can get overpowered by some bigger receivers. I think we saw that actually with a guy like Tez Walker that they ended up taking in the 4th round. He did get beat a couple times by Tez Walker in some one-on-one situations, just a little out physical because Tez Walker was a little bit heavier than he was. So I think this is a really, really solid pick. Going to need a little bit of development, but definitely one of the top 5 corners or in that top 5 group where all those guys were kind of ranked the same. You just picked your flavor.
Yeah. I do think offensive line was a need here, and they could have gone that way. But if you go look at it before, there was a lot of guys that were taken off the board before them. And I think at Nate Wiggins here, as we talked about, just great overall value as well. Especially then too, when you go and then on your next pick, you go get Roger Rosengarten as well. Super athletic tackle as well to help out with a lot of the pieces that they've lost over the past couple of years, trying to revamp that offensive line. This is a guy, Ryan, that you really liked. What do you like about him, especially in this Ravens system?
Yeah, so 6'5", 310-ish, and just super athletic. He covered Michael Penix's blind side, and he's not that big hulking tackle like the Patrick Pauls or the Orlando Browns for Ravens fans. But for me, he's the athletic guy. He's going to go out. He's going to get out in front of your running backs, get out in front of guys on screen plays as well. Can definitely move and just has all the tools that you want. Great length, good size, and I think he's going to be a plug-and-play right tackle for them. Also, one of the things, like when you did see him get beat, it was when he would get over-aggressive, but he was also protecting Michael Penix's blind side, so there was a little bit more of an emphasis on having to win each rep because Michael Penix couldn't see that. With Lamar, it's going to be in his view, so I think he's going to have less urgency to really go out and get guys, and he's going to be able to be more patient and establish more of an anchor when getting bull rushed and handling the NFL power. So I think this is a really great fit for him, and this one I saw it and I was like, yeah, that just makes sense. Like that just is a really Ravens pick, and it's just a really good fit. So.
Well, especially too with how much they've lost in the offseason so far on the offensive line, trying to revamp everything. And so I think with how athletic he is too, with that Lamar Jackson, with Lamar Jackson as a QB, you want a super athletic tackle, that can move around and also get out into space as well. So it'll be fun then too if Derrick Henry's following him. It's going to be interesting to watch. So let's move to their next pick, their 3rd round pick. I think another one, great value as well. Adesa Isaac falling down to them, dressing that edge rusher position as well. One of the staples I feel of a Ravens defense is just how good that defensive line can be. And so I think get Adesa Isaac here. It was interesting too talking. They talked about him and Chop Robinson as well, comparing to one another, because they're almost kind of how they were perceived this offseason, like was exact opposite. Like Chop Robinson tested really well, but maybe didn't have the number, like the on the field performance. While Adesa Isaac didn't really have the numbers, but he had the on the field performance as well. So very curious to kind of see this little case study on how these guys both transition throughout their careers.
Yeah.
I think Adesa Isaac's coming into a great situation, just with a great organization and a great defense as well.
Yeah, very physical edge rusher, has good length at 6'4", 247 pounds. Going to be a handful, I think, for a lot of offensive tackles in this division. And if he can develop and just kind of add some pass rushing moves to his game, I think he'll be a really nice edge piece there. And then let's move on now to their day 3 picks, because, man, they got some tremendous value, especially with the first 2 picks here.
Mm-hmm.
So Tez Walker, wide receiver from UNC, who I mentioned earlier, going to be more of that outside like speed guy. I wouldn't want to say an X because he's only like 192 pounds, but just really good tape in the sense of I think he made the most of a lot of reps that he got. He did struggle a little bit in some man coverage situations. With Nate Wiggins, he was able to kind of overpower him and then get through, but that was mainly because Nate Wiggins was like 180 pounds and he still
Mm-hmm.
has 10, 15 pounds on him. When he goes up against more physical corners, he does struggle a little bit to get off. He's a little stiff in the hips, so he doesn't have like the sudden breaks out of his routes. But all in all, I think for the 4th round, great wide receiver prospect. And then TJ Tampa, I don't know. We still haven't heard why TJ Tampa fell as far as he did, but 6'2", 200 pounds, a really, really physical press corner. And I mean, you go look now, 6'1", 180 pound Nate Wiggins, 6'2", 200 pound TJ Tampa on the outside for this Ravens defense.
Yeah.
Those are some big physical corners for them there as well. And then Rasheen Ali, the running back from Marshall, had a really good Senior Bowl. I like that fit as well.
Yeah. Now there's a couple of guys that just fell that it just didn't make sense. Like I think everybody had TJ Tampa, Jatavian Sanders as at minimum like middle second round grade,
middle second.
and then getting him here, it's I think it'll be great development. So now you pair Nate Wiggins up with TJ Tampa, and then Rasheen Ali, Devin Leary, the quarterback there, Nick Samak, center, and then Sanusi Kane as well, safety out of Purdue. And so I think just good value all throughout. I would say within those first 6 picks, and then like the later picks as well. I think you're trying to find good developmental pieces as well, especially to Rashawn Ali, running back out of Marshall. Derrick Henry, he is only going to be there for a couple of years at most. He's on the latter half of his career, so a guy that you can kind of go and maybe develop and potentially be that typical kind of Ravens running back. Might go back to more of that running back by committee after Derrick Henry moves on, or maybe even currently as well. Derrick Henry's older, so you're going to want to try and keep him as healthy as possible. I think he could be a good fit, good developmental piece as well. So Ravens had a phenomenal draft. It was a lot of fun to see. I thought they got a lot of good day 1 starters to help out immediately. So Ryan and I, we ended up grading each draft as well against one another, and so we try to be as honest as we possibly could. And if we go on to our draft grades here, Ryan ended up giving them an A. I gave them an A minus. And so I'll go first aside the lower grade. It wasn't really anything that I disliked about the Ravens draft. I think there were just a couple of drafts that were just a little bit better, in my opinion. But the Ravens, I really think, hit this one out of the park. I mean, just going down that list, Nate Wiggins, Roger Rosengarten, Disa Isaac, Tez Walker, TJ Tampa, those 5 picks right there, I think were just absolutely phenomenal selections. And all those guys that think could come in and provide quality minutes come day 1.
Yeah, for me, when giving them this A, so I only had 2 teams with an A and one with an A+. And for me, they got 5 or 6 guys that are going to come in and either start or be significant contributors in my eyes here in this draft. And they did a really good job of targeting these players. I laugh. Like, I'm a Patriots fan. I make a list of like players I want the Patriots to target, and it was like Roger Rosengarten was one, Adisa Isaac was another, Tez Walker was one, and then TJ Tampa was another. So like they got 4 of the guys that I was like, oh, these would be really good fits for the Patriots. And so it just makes me kind of laugh. Obviously I'm happy with the Patriots getting Drake May and whatnot, but I was like, man, this was an awesome draft for them. So
it's like you got everybody I wanted.
yeah, exactly. And so, and I still like the Patriots draft, which is a different video, but this was the one I was like, man, like this is an awesome draft class. I think the Ravens got even better, which is kind of scary to think about because really they were the best team in the AFC last year.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be fun to see them develop. I feel like they're right there. I feel like Lamar Jackson's right there. And so they got them another good weapon, I think, in Tez Walker that they go develop. Improve that defense a lot with getting Wiggins, Adisa Isaac. And I say improve. It was already still top notch, but they did move on from some guys. And I think they found some good replacements for those guys as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch the
Yeah.
Ravens here, just this AFC North as a whole.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you thought of the Ravens 2024 draft class. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you have done differently? And on that, we will see you guys next time.